Welcome to Film Phreeks. This is Justin Llewellyn.
Eddie Williams.
And tonight we're going to be doing a special review of a film that we ended up watching on Netflix that was an original film that got quite a lot of attention on the internet. And it's a film that I've been kind of looking forward to watching for a while, but just haven't got a chance to watch until recently. And the film that we're going to be discussing is Bird Box, which is the newest film that stars quite a big cast. You got Bullock, John Malkovich, and you also got, among others. And basically this film is actually apparently based on a book that was popular. And it kind of takes a similar premise, similar to The Happening, where it's set in like a, not really a distant future, but like a setting where basically some stuff goes down to where people end up causing themselves basically committing suicide due to some type of force.
Basically what it is, they see some kind of entity, and it's basically, it kind of drives them crazy. So basically, it's reminiscent of Pennywise.
Yeah.
Without the clown.
Yeah, it's basically the fear and all the stuff that causes the people to kill themselves. And it's and Sandra Bullock plays a mother who is basically it basically deals with her dealing with these two kids on this boat, trying to get away from them and all that, and trying to survive. So it's basically a survival story. And now here's some backstory. Now, I didn't really know much about this film until I really just saw kind of the previews for it, because I didn't realize it was based on a book. Because from the previews, I kind of thought it was going to be like your typical kind of movie, kind of like The Quiet Place or like The Road or even The Happening. To
it looks like The Quiet Place we just recently this year, which was a movie based off, you don't want to speak or hear no evil. So I thought, it was kind of a cool concept. They would do something that you can't see no evil. Type of thing. So it plays off kind of like, it's something where, living in this world where if you see the thing, instantly you die. If you guys remember, Quiet Place was a movie, if you made one little tiny sound, you were dead. And basically you just can't look or else you die.
Yeah.
And while the concept is there, before I get into what I got my little thoughts on it, I will say that this film right now is for some reason is like number one trendy right now. This is like the most hot topic.
Yeah, this is the most trending film that's been talking about lately here on Facebook and everything, and from a lot of what we heard. And after really upon seeing the film, I can say that I thought this movie was severely over fucking rated.
Yes, this movie not only was severely overrated, easily overrated, but I'm going to say this, I did not like this movie, and I'm not going to say that I hated it, because it has some good pros to it, but I was extremely disappointed in what people told me to go see this film.
Exactly.
This movie was not good, in my opinion.
No, this movie, like, it's basically, it was a lot more underwhelming, way underwhelming compared to what I thought it would be, because and so I can honestly say that this movie was way too overhyped. So where do we start?
Yeah, it's way too overhyped. You can bring up other films that are relatively good that can kind of get, overhyped. But this film should be something that, what we were given from beginning to end reminds me of something that the whole world would not be talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Which blows me away, because I cannot believe what the hell I just watched, and yet this is the number one topic talked about in the world.
Yes, and we're not going to spoil much of the film, but there might be some minor spoilers we might get into, so you have been warned. So to get my pros out of the way, I will say that the cast, it has a good cast in it, and for what it's given, the cast is pretty good. Like, they do fine. You have Sandra Bullock, who...
The cast is good. I wouldn't say that any actor an actress that is in this film, for one, they're all good, but I wouldn't call it necessarily their top 20 performance.
No,
in my opinion, it's not like standout but it's still there and it's good.
Yeah,
and the premise is a pretty damn good premise.
Yes, it is. It's a very unique concept that unfortunately was very failed in something like, say, The Happening, which used a very similar concept for it. This one, it was miles better, but it still felt like it was it really wasted its potential that it was going for.
Exactly.
But we'll get to that later. But going by the pros, Sandra Bullock, she was good. I felt carried this movie a lot, and I liked kind of where the movie was going for a while. The way that she's kind of surviving with the kids and stuff, and we're kind of figure out more about what's happening with everything, and it kind of leaves you that mystery about.
Here's the thing I did like, and which is another pro, is the visual, the cinematography of the woods was beautiful.
It was definitely.
Like, I loved that darkness, and believe it or not, that's like what I kept seeing on the poster and everything, but unfortunately that's not really much of the story's focusing on at all. It's mostly when the shit where a lot of the times, well, pretty much 70% of the movie takes place in what looks like downtown LA.
Yeah,
they don't know what fucking city they were.
Yeah, I don't know what city it was, but basically it flashes back to 5 years earlier, where we see Sandra Bullock in her earlier life with her sister and like other and basically it deals with her and other survivors, like played by John Malkovich and that guy from he was one of those. He was the main guy from Moonlight was also in it too, and it basically deals with them 90%.
Had that fucking. They just had to put a goddamn rapper in the movie. They have Machine Gun Kelly in it.
Yeah, and we have pretty much them focus on them like about 60-70% of the film when it shows us flashbacks. And basically it's them having to survive, because basically the way they survive is that they basically have to keep their eyes closed from these creatures, because from any type of sight that are outside, if they open their eyes, it forces them to kill themselves. And
but for the most part, like Malkovich and all them, they pretty much barricaded themselves in their house.
Yeah, and for about 90% of it, believe it or not, to go back to some of my pros, I can say that the way that the film is kind of going on with its intense moments, it does have some scenes that really have me on the edge, like, because when we first start seeing how these people end up getting killed and stuff, like some of the survivors, it really goes into like unexpected ways that was getting me interested throughout the course of the story. And
not throughout the course of the story for me. I will say for the first half, I was kind of getting into some of how the people died. Yeah, there was different ways they did it.
That's what I'm saying.
It just unfortunately starts falling apart towards the second half.
Yeah,
but I did like that. I did kind of liked some of the like saying like the intense moment where they use like this concept of getting a GPS to get to a store to get food.
Yeah,
it was kind of cool. I kind of was liking that, where it would probably lead more with just them being in the house than I was interested in the wood part.
Yeah, exactly.
The woods part.
Exactly, and not just that, but I felt like the way the movie was going, it really seemed like we were uncovering a mystery that was going to lead to something big. And the other biggest praise I will say the most is I like the score. I thought that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who are known from Nine Inch Nails, the score was pretty good. It wasn't like really memorable, but it still kept me in the mood for what was happening.
And that was the thing that kind of surprised me. The score isn't that bad at all. It's not bad. It's not the greatest. But I was actually kind of shocked knowing for Trent and Nine Inch Nails, any score they've ever touched, it gets recognized heavily. This is the first time that I didn't even realize they even did the score, because it was not even that memorable.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was a shocker.
That's what I'm saying. Now, but that's just kind of as far as I'll go as far as like pros. So this is now where we get into our cons. And I could say that as the movie goes along, it starts to become a pretty bad fucking drag. This movie gets so dragged out to the point that I really didn't care. After it gets to around the second half, I kind of lost a lot of interest in it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I liked even at the beginning parts where they're they're living in the house and they're all barricaded in the house and back and forth. But so much rinse and repeat and side dialogues where you have the bigger girl talking to Sandra Bullock, Malkovich talking to so and so. I started to realize this film is going a different direction than I wanted to go. And I will say that our issue with is how boring it was.
It was.
From beginning to end.
Definitely.
I'm talking about I had a big ass glass of some heavy duty, caffeinated coffee, and I will say in the middle and the third quarter by then, I was dozing the fuck off. To the point, I actually almost pushed the movie off till tomorrow.
Yeah, because the movie really goes off to the end where pretty much after the shit goes down, like in the first half, when it cuts back to all the stuff in the woods, that's when the film started really going so far to the end that I didn't care anymore. Like, I really just wanted to fucking end. I was like, I am just not interested. This movie is really not going anywhere. It's losing me. It had some.
Not only that, there's a couple things I do gotta complain on. While we're on the whole structure of it being boring, the structure of the editing. Wow, we've seen many films that do that whole concept where you do the later. You open up with the shit hitting the fan, then it goes back into prequels. That has been done many times, and for the most part, it's doable or good. I have to say that it does kind of fuck the editing up pretty bad. In the middle of the film doing it. It
does, definitely. And it also comes to a point where we don't learn anything new about these creatures that happen because basically it leads to a climax that I honestly felt was a fucking cop-out. Because honestly, here's a spoiler, just a minor spoiler, the ending reminds me a lot of like fucking I Am Legend.
Yeah. Well, not just a cop-out. It is like literally the most standard, boring, predictable, we led to all this just for this ending. Like, really, it's like, wow. Like, I was shocked at how fucking, it was just it was like one big blah to me.
Exactly. And not just that, but as far as like the way the movie is structured, it felt less like a movie that I was watching and more like a film that could have been like a bad TV pilot to a TV series that never aired.
Exactly. It reminded me of back when Stephen King used to do them. Some of his,
miniseries.
Some of his memorable miniseries, but yet done very poorly, but not visually poorly, but structurally poorly.
Yeah, this is like one of those, and it gets to the point that it was giving me flashbacks to that, and not in a good way.
And it does. It reminded me of back in the 90s watching some of this shit. Not visually bad like Laundry Years or anything, but structurally it was like that. I'm like, oh my god, man, this feels so fucking cheap. And you know what? Sandra Bullock and John Malkovich and some of the people, they're doable. But I don't know whether I should criticize some of their acting, or it was the fucking lines that were coming out of some of these people's mouths.
Yeah, some of the dialogue I felt was very, very cringy at times, and
and not only that you had your back cast that just seemed like they were poorly written. You had Machine Gun Kelly being the guy in the background that huffs and puffs and goes, oh, yeah, we're fucked. And yeah, we're this. It just seemed like some lines were just so poorly written.
Exactly.
And after that, speaking of Machine Gun Kelly, he ends up being him and this girl end up being fucking pointless.
Exactly.
Because they leave in the middle of the fucking movie and they don't come back.
Well, here's a spoiler. They do end up getting killed, from what I remember.
Oh, I don't remember, dude. Like I said, this is a type of film that it was hard to pay attention to.
Yeah, really there were characters that died, and I really didn't have much of an emotion because it was like, I didn't really care.
And I have a lot of problems with some of the continuity in this film. Another con I have. There's some shit to where they start steering off to where some people can go outside and work for this creature.
Exactly, yeah. That happens later.
Does that determine which one's more you're worthy? It seems like it's a creature that has no mercy anyways. So why did it find mercy in some people?
Yeah.
And what's the whole, I'm going to make you see, and all that shit? I just don't get it. Too, how did people figure out the blind to look at the creature would kill him in like a matter of minutes?
Yes, exactly. There's a difference between suspicion of disbelief and something that you can kind of buy, and then something that is just completely such a fucking plot hole that you really need that explanation for it, and this is one of those.
And not only that, I think another con I have, even though they do have good scenes, it does work. My problem I had was the fact that these people are going all over the place and traveling and shit. You gotta think these people are doing it blindfolded, and there were scenes that I felt like Sandra Bullock at times, even her, and a lot of the other cast knew exactly where to go when they were fucking blindfolded.
It was basically like Daredevil. If you basically, I don't know if this is in the comics or what, but it's almost like they have fucking superpowers even though they're blind.
Because you gotta see, there are parts where Sandra Bullock does fall, runs into shit, but I was actually kind of surprised at how minimum that was, because for the most part, it felt like Sandra Bullock knew exactly where to fucking go.
Yeah, everything was so convenient to the point that I was like, okay, there is no fucking way that could have happened.
And not only that, they're in this fucking house in the middle of LA, wherever the fuck they are, this big ass city. I find the irony, I kind of find it ironic that there's a lot of scenes where people knock on their fucking door like as if that's the house everybody needs to go to.
Exactly.
What's the chance?
How is that even possible,
I mean, you're talking about, like, if we're going to say it takes place in LA, there's probably like over 1 million homes. How did that dude know? And fuck, it wasn't just him. There's like 3 other people that knock on that fucking door.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I'm like, how does everybody know where to go? Like, there's scenes that they play it off perfectly, that they don't know where the fuck, and they're kind of scared. They don't know where to run because they can't see. But that's done very minimum, and it makes no sense.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So overall, with the way that the film has went along, I just pretty much gave up after a while. And I did finish it, but after it was over, I was just like, okay, that movie, I'm never going to watch again. That was so fucking just blah. And it was so forgettable to the point.
I'm disappointed in some moviegoers. I mean, we all got different opinions, but I mean, let's be real here. That movie was not the fucking spark and cheese that people are making out to be.
No, I mean it uses its concept a lot better than The Happening. I'll give it that, but it's still, I'd rather watch A Quiet Place over this, because this film really wasted so much of it.
This movie's actually been considered tied or even better. Considered better than Quiet Place is a slap in the face to fucking good movies.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, Quiet Place is like fucking 10,000 leagues better than this. And to say that it is better than Happening, I do agree. But that's like being the dumbest, the smartest, dumbest person in a classroom of unprivileged IQ kids. I'm not going to go and say retards or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep more. Rated G on that, but to be better than Happening doesn't take it.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, I'm going to give this movie, given for what it is, for what it was trying to do, I'll go with a high disaster grade on the Film Phreeks meter.
Yeah, I agree with you to the fullest. High disaster grade on the Film Phreeks meter for me.
Fair enough. And for those of you who have also seen Bird Box, let us know in the comments below of what you thought about it. And if you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel and check out some of our other reviews here on our website, here on our channel and our website at filmphreeks.com. And we'll be seeing you in our next review. We'll see you later.